The British abroad love their home comforts.
So we're fat and we like the big meals.
And what warm reminder of the UK do lots of Brits crave after turning into a lobster in 30-degree heat and a few ceviches? A spicy curry, of course. 39-year-old Rajneesh Kauser left London and came to Benidorm in 2012, where he opened the clay oven, where customers head for taste bud tickling tandoori.
Beautiful. I'm so glad you're enjoying it.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista. Really proud of this place. Had really good experiences here. The only thing missing here in this restaurant is space.
The clay oven has been such a success that Raj has decided to expand, but he doesn't have far to travel to get to his new site. It's just 50 metres down the street.
Come on, I'll show you what we're doing around.
Raj is swapping his Baltis for bolognese and his poppadoms for penne, because his new venture will be an Italian restaurant.
It looks like a construction site, but I hope within the next 10 days you'll be in a restaurant.
It's a very different cuisine to curry, but Raj thinks he's a pasta master.
I opened my first restaurant business in 2004, and that was Italian. If your product is right, I think you can't go wrong in Benidorm because it's such a big market here.
On paper, it was as easy as uno, due, tre. But Raj hadn't factored in the vagaries of the Spanish building trade. It's peak season and it's still a building site. Raj is under real financial pressure.
I'd already started paying the rents here. Every day I'm losing money. We are already in the middle of the summer. Once the summer is gone, it's gone. Then we enter next year. So every day is really important. Every time I think, oh, next time I'll prepare better myself. But this is what happens every time. At the end, you start getting panic. You want to do everything quick as you can, and things start getting mixed up.
Raj wants to open in a fortnight, but that's going to be a tough deadline.
I'll keep pushing it. If I don't, if I tell myself I can't open it in 2 weeks, I will never be able to open it in 2 weeks. So I really need to push myself as well.
But there's another problem, a sizable one.
In the clay oven, we didn't have enough space, and I was crying for the terrace, which I didn't got. So what I was looking for next time, it should have a terrace. This time we got a terrace, and this is too big. It's nearly 35 meters. It is massive, and I hope this is really going to work out good for me.
It's a race against the clock for Raj. Will the 2-week time period be enough, or could the terrace prove to be a terrible mistake? There are just 7 days to go until owner Raj Kauser opens his new Italian restaurant. A week ago, the place was a building site. Today, it's still a building site.
This is my storage area. Bit messy at the moment.
That's something of an understatement, but there are a few signs of improvement.
At least here we are nearly done with everything. That's done. I've got all my plants. Lamp posts are there. I really like them, I don't know why. I didn't want it to have this wall really blank and boring. I think that gives the idea of pastas in Italians. I hope it will make some appetite.
Raj definitely has a glass half full outlook on life.
I've already got my beer connected. We are done with the menus, so it's pretty much there. And it really feels good when people pass by and ask you, oh, it really looks nice when you're going to open it. Let's see how it goes. I'm quite excited now.
Raj has sunk £140,000 into the place, and the building work has overrun massively. But at least it's finally beginning to look like a restaurant.
I was a bit worried earlier because, things were not going the way I wanted them to. I always calculated on my summer period, and summer was just slipping away from my hands. But now, as you can see, it's looking good. I'm quite confident it's going to be good.
The restaurant will open in 7 days' time, but if the place isn't finished, the opening night could be a disaster.
Opening is always challenging. There's always something missing. You can never be perfect.
Across town, after massive delays that have put enormous financial pressure on its owner, Raj Kauser, The finishing touches are being done, the kitchen staff are prepping, and the Italian garden restaurant's almost ready, which is a good thing as it opens in 5 minutes. The menu's attracting some interest, and the first reactions are positive.
I think this restaurant will do very well because it's going to give a nice variety to the food selection around here. I think it'll take off.
Owner Raj is a little stressed. He's so keen to open and get the tills ringing, he hasn't fully briefed his staff.
Everything happened so quickly. I mean, we didn't have enough time so that we can have a little meeting together. We could have discussed things. We didn't even discuss table numbers.
But there's no time for that now because his first customers have already arrived.
It was a bit more of a shock, really, wasn't it? Yeah, realised we was the first customers. You've got to try something new every time, haven't you?
It's half of the relief that I've got customer. I'll get the other half once they get satisfied. So challenge is still there.
Raj's friend, expat John Kelly, has turned up to show some support.
An Indian opening an Italian restaurant, taking a lot of balls. Fair play to him. Opening night's stressful for anybody, especially when it's a brand new venture and there's hardly any decent Italians in Benidorm. And he's going to make a go of it. I think so.
The first plates to leave the kitchen are served. And the first reviews are not far behind.
Very tasty, yeah.
I ordered spicy, but it's not really spicy.
Spice Girl's not happy, but her colleagues are.
Because we were the first customers, they gave us the drinks for free. If we were here for another week, we'd be back again, definitely. It's lovely. Really, really nice.
So far, so good.
The early nerves settle. The kitchen gets into gear and the punters start to roll in.
Any more drinks order?
And the decor gets the thumbs up.
I think they've done an absolutely
job.
amazing job. Yeah. I love that.
Fountain.
So far, it's a fantastic start. I was really under pressure the whole day, but now things are settling down, so I'm really happy about everything.
Tad Crocker owns 5 bars in Benidorm, but even after 22 years, he knows he can't sit back and relax.
I get up every day, I work hard, and I like playing hard. That's my motto.
He works 16-hour days, 6 days a week, meaning only 1 day off to enjoy the villa he shares with girlfriend and former bank worker Olivia and their dog Diesel.
I'll never be rich, and I've been working all my life, but I'm always going to have a comfortable life. If I say I want to go on holiday, I can go on holiday. You know what I mean? But you're never, ever going to be rich out here.
But despite being comfortably off, Tad has taken a risk buying a 5th bar. It's been his for a week and it's struggling to get customers.
It's very old and tatty, but once I get my Yorkshire price stamp on it, it'll all change and then it'll be a busy bar like the rest of them.
That means an entire refurb, and he's only got 6 weeks until high season starts, so it isn't going to be cheap.
To complete this bar to my standard, I reckon about €80,000, maybe 90,000, plus loss of earnings, because we're going to be shut for 2 months, which it's just got to be done well. The bar's such a mess. It's got to be ripped out and got done. And in September, we'll be up and running. We should be busy, making it all back.
You hope. The refurb plus loss of earnings comes to about 140 grand.
Still hurts when you've earned all that money and then you just lose it like that. Being a Yorkshireman, every penny counts.
It could be a risk, and to add to that gamble, he's chosen girlfriend of 18 months, Olivia, as his new manager. She's never run a bar full-time on her own before.
I might be manager, but it's not my bar. But I'll do my best, obviously, for Tad to actually run it for him.
She'll do pretty well. She's going to be a bit nervous at first, but she's got a lot of staff under her. But it's, like I say, it's a new adventure. With a bit of luck and my name, I think it'll be successful.
I'm now officially the new Peggy Mitchell. So if I'm Peggy Mitchell, who are you?
I'm Phil Mitchell.
So you're my son?
Yeah.
Oh, great. I'm his mum. Great. Well, yeah, I do mother him, actually. And he's mothering.
He's laughing now, but with a massive chunk of his savings at stake, will Tad's confidence get the better of him? 4 weeks after Tad added the ailing Queen Vic pub to his empire, it's time to close up for a full refurb. And girlfriend and manager Olivia can't wait.
I'm glad to see these ugly decorations go.
Is that full? Can you manage that? Are you sure? You're hurting your back?
The heavy lifting's left to Tad and the lads.
Put it down, use a step.
Because where there's booze, there's brass.
Jesus Christ. Oh, I'll do it this way. Proper Yorkshireman, waste not, want not. I don't chuck nothing away. Put that into the bar, be used to be gone by tomorrow.
The bar is due to shut for 6 weeks. That means no pay for the staff. Tad and Olivia have been giving them extra shifts to cover the layoff, as well as holding back their tips.
They'll have this to take and next week's to take as well, which the tips are quite good in here. So it'll be equivalent, possibly, maybe a week's worth. So at least this way, if they've got anything to pay, they'll have their wages and whatever they've saved, plus a little bonus, which will be like the tips.
It's brilliant because not a lot of employees would do that. Not a lot of people would do that for you. They just expect you to get onto it, get on with it. And I know if I need anything, I can always come to Tad and Olivia for their help.
Hopefully, we'll see them all back here in 6 weeks.
I don't get tips, mate. It's disgusting. I keep them employed and everything, and they just don't get no tips at all.
It's a hard life, Tad, and it's going to get a lot harder. He can only afford to shut for 6 weeks to turn the Queen Vic around, and for once, he seems a little worried.
Let's see how it goes. It's going to cost me a lot of money, and then I've just got to hope it works.
4 weeks after Tad closed the underperforming Queen Vic for a refurb, his worries have materialised. There's a major problem.
Because we've had this put here, that's why they've closed us down.
The local council have ordered Tad to stop the building work immediately. His lack of Spanish means he's not read the new rules and regulations.
In August, we were well on course for opening up. Then the police came, told us we're not allowed to work in August because it's Spanish national holidays all August. So we got closed down. Then we started work again in September. Then the police came and said we can't do no more work now because we need an architect now to draw some plans. So now we stood again. It's like waiting for Christmas over here. They've already got one speed and that's very slow. We're in their country, we've got to go by their rules.
The unexpected delay is exactly what he didn't want, and it's costing him 10 grand a week. It's a nightmare for everyone.
Well, with this being closed, obviously the staff are losing money because they're not working, but I must be losing maybe 2,000 a day. But I've got to get this bar open. People rely on me for work. I've told them beginning of September, obviously, as we speak now, we're still closed. So they're out of work. I'm feeling sorry for them. It's all down to government, but once we get the go-ahead, we'll be working in here 14, 18 hours a day till we get it open.
But until then, the Queen Vic is closed. It needs to open in 2 weeks to make money in high season, but that's looking unlikely. The latest addition to Tad's empire is still unfinished and losing £1.5 grand a day.
I should be opening tonight. This will be grand opening. As you can see, we're nowhere near. I should be like that bar across the road now. All flashing lights, full of people. Obviously, with the town hall being like they are, we're still closed. We've lost a full month's take-ins, and it's rather bad like.
Nothing's going on, and obviously my frustration is I want to get into work and obviously get what everybody else has got, which is, if you can hear outside in the background, everyone's busy.
The Queen Vic should be paying back the 60 grand refurb costs, but Tad's other bars are taking the strain instead.
It's just maddening that this is height at summer and we should be making loads of money now. And as you can see, we ain't even got any power on. It's just crazy. They're losing taxes and we can't employ nobody. Just for silly little things.
In the battle between Yorkshire and Spain, Spain is winning. It looks like Tad's big gamble hasn't paid off. The Queen Vic does eventually open, but just as the high season draws to a close. It may have lost a fortune in takings, but Olivia's just relieved to be trading and looking forward to the future.
As you can see, there's been a big development and changes within the bar. Now we're just waiting for the kitchen to actually open, hopefully this week, and then it's all systems go then with the food. So it's all go.
45-year-old Michelle Baker was born in Birmingham but was brought up in Benidorm. Her parents moved here in 1983. She's now editor of the Round Town Times, a local free sheet aimed at the British market.
The article that we did on the mayor, asking him to keep Benidorm safe. Yeah. I want to do a follow-up on this because yesterday I did hear that they've already caught a band of robbers.
Michelle lives with her Spanish husband Paco and their 5 children in Alfaz on the outskirts. Like any busy mum, she has to juggle caring for her family with the demands of her job, but it gives her a unique insight.
I am an unusual character in so much as I've bridged the gap between England and Spain. I'm married to a Spaniard. My children are all bilingual. I run a business here and I've been involved in politics, so there's nothing in Benidorm that could ever shock me.
Nice try, mate. But never say never, because Spanish bureaucracy has a big shock in store for Michelle and her family. Benidorm's 10 campsites are full of Brits living the dream on a bargain budget. 4 years ago, mum of 5, Michelle Baker, decided there was room for one more, so she opened a new site.
Orange Grove is our campsite, my husband and mine. It's our 6th child, we call it. It's our baby because we, created the idea in our head together. It took 3 years to open, a lot of work. So when we eventually got it open on the 1st of April 2012, it was a massive relief. And following a quiet summer, because the campsites are quieter here in summer than they are in winter, we were delighted that it started filling up. That was taken in February of this year, just because I was so proud that the site was completely full and we had to put the full sign on the outside.
Campers pay €10 a night. That's €300 a month. Times that by all 40 pitches, and Michelle and husband Paco have a nice little earner on their hands.
We've got a little bar area if people do want to buy a beer. We're surrounded by lanes where people have nice walks in the morning or go for a run. And if you want a bit more life, you're just 2 miles down the road to the coast.
But there's a major problem. 4 months ago, at the height of peak season, the town council ordered the family to close the site down. They allege it's 1 square metre too small to get a campsite licence.
Bureaucracy in Spain, it's an absolute minefield because everywhere you go, they tell you something different. There's just nobody with common sense that can see not only how beneficial this is to my family, to my income, but for the economy. We're not doing anything illegal, we're just trying to earn an honest living, and anyone who knows here knows how hard that is.
While the site is shut, Michelle's losing thousands of euros every single month.
I couldn't consider doing what a lot of people do, which is jumping on a plane and going home to England, because I haven't lived in England since 1983.
The next few months are critical, as Michelle will have to take on the bureaucrats in battle to reopen her site. Another glorious day of sun and fun in Benidorm. But working mum of 5, Michelle Baker, isn't feeling it. Her campsite was recently closed down by the council. But Michelle's not taking it lying down. She's ready for a battle.
I sent a very aggravated email the other day to the consulate.
She's got lawyers on the case.
So this is just, a whole dossier of communication.
And she's challenging the council's findings. The land has been remeasured to prove that it is big enough for a licence, and she's just had some fantastic news.
This is the latest one from our lawyer, which has requested to the county council that they reinstate our provisional licence based on the fact that the campsite was closed for reasons that weren't correct. We proved they weren't correct.
But the gates are still firmly shut.
But nobody in the town hall now wants to sign off that piece of paper, which is incredibly frustrating that a business that works so well for us and was such a good provider for our family was then taken from us.
It's a bitter blow for Michelle, so the battle has to go on.
I'm prepared to try anything, just to get someone to listen.
Michelle Baker can't afford to give up work just yet. Her camper park has been closed down by the local council, and her family of 5 are starting to feel the pinch.
I just didn't believe it, but then it was real and I was like, whoa.
It hit me that, oh my God, this is really important.
I would have wished I was younger so I didn't have to worry about it, because now each time I ask for something off you, I think, is that too expensive or something? So I won't ask for it.
It's made you more conscious of spending. Anything can happen to you here that usually wouldn't happen to you in the UK. It's just common sense isn't very common in Spain.
Many British expats have come a cropper dealing with the Spanish system. Michelle is better placed than many to understand it, and now she's all tied up in red tape.
We should be in the middle of our busy season and the site is completely empty, as are our coffers. No money coming in.
The official reason it was closed was that it fell under the qualifying size for a campsite by 1 square metre. Now Michelle's had it officially remeasured, and there's good news and bad.
The good news that in this wodge of papers is the letter that we got back from the Land Register agreeing that our land was big enough to run this activity.
And the bad news?
The frustrating part is, locally, they won't let us reopen, so we've appealed and said, listen, we've proved the land is big enough. Why won't you let us reopen? But, you know, this is Spain, the frustration of mañana, mañana, mañana. And then it's August and everything's closed because it's summer, and then it's a fiesta and everything's closed. But it's par for the course. And when you sign up to live here, you do sign up warts and all.
Despite her frustration, Michelle hasn't lost heart.
I'm incredibly hopeful for the future. I've got to be. I've got 5 children to support. This has got to have a happy ending. This will reopen. Somebody, somewhere, will see common sense and say, you had a business that brought people in from outside of Spain to spend their hard-earned cash in our local economy. Yep, and that person, once they get it, is going to say, open your darn door.